What it is, guys, it's your old boy Pilk, and I'm coming back at y'all with another Danmachi video. Now, today we are actually going to be talking about Record Buster, and as you probably heard in the video yesterday, I actually had planned to have this video out last night. It was actually going to come out just before the stream, and when I was doing my runs, I realized something wasn't clicking right, and I actually have managed to triple today with my runs and all my test runs last night, the amount of damage I was actually able to output with my team just by making, well, I say a few little tweaks. So this is the team I'm actually running. I am going to do level 6 because that's really the best way to get damage, honestly. Or, as I get damage, get big bonuses and big numbers. Okay? I am running the OG Line, not the new one, the OG one. No, I take the back. The new one, not the OG one. I know what I'm talking about, I swear. So I'm running Line, I'm running Lunar Faust. Why? I'll show you in just a few minutes. There's actually probably better units I could run for her, but she's actually working for me pretty well right now, just because what she's got and everything like that, she's actually quite survivable on this team, unlike some of the other units that I might have. So that's the reason that I have her versus some other people. Now, you'll notice Argonaut and Krazo, they're kind of just always here nowadays because of what they do. Then I've got Gareth, and I've got Haruhime. Now, this team, you could probably already tell, is going to be ridiculous, and it generally is. That's just because of the nature of these units. Now, Line is here for one reason and one reason only. That's why you see the assist on her isn't necessarily the best assist for her, nor does she have the highest stats. But that assist has things that will help out all of these runs immensely. Okay, Lunar Faust right now, she's just going to be relegated to an attack unit. I'm not going to worry much about anything else in regard to that. I am going to do Jolts for him, and of course Hero Rising to give Argonaut those big buffs. Now, I should say, and I should have shown this off actually before I started doing that, basically the main things, you know, you can see some of the stuff that's been affected by debuffs and by all that stuff, but basically water is the only element that she's weak to, and obviously physical units. So if you have a physical water team, that kind of is like the best possible scenario, but my physical water team sucks. My water team in general sucks. So I'm going to show you tonight the team that I'm using to get extremely respectable numbers. Okay? So we start debuffing, we start going crazy. You don't need to worry about any of that other stuff. Just also know that the other main thing that she is going to do, she does seal. And I'm sure you guys have probably already run this. You need to do your 5 runs a day. Make sure you get an A, the iris for the daily bonuses and all that stuff. But make sure you have anklets on everybody. You'll notice that actually Line ran away and Gareth is going to run away at the end of this turn. That's because I have the retreat anklet on the 2 of them, but I have anklets on everybody else to remove the sealing, so they won't be sealed. All right. So I'm going to do Pure Casting, Spiral Strike, another just basic attack with her, and Earthshaker. Earthshaker removes both AoE and single target attacks, or at least doesn't remove them, but removes some of the damage from those, and that will come into play much later on. So one thing we've got to do is we've got to make sure that those stay put. Now, while I do have the icons on, I do periodically go in here and check to see how many turns we have left on stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and come in here with Haruhime. First thing I'm going to do is increase their counter rate and their penetration rate. That's going to increase the amount of damage we're doing overall. Okay, Lunar Faust still going to do that, and we're going to do Vortex Flames on there. Okay, boom. Good stuff. Alright, now, turn 4, we have a super attack up. If you don't know why I just tried to do that twice, it's because Haruhime, when she does her super attack, she's going to increase everybody's strength and magic, which everybody here is pretty much strength, 100%. She doubles their attack power. Now, obviously, that does negate other strength buffs and stuff that people already put on themselves. Looking at you, Argonaut. But those other buffs he has on himself, they're still in place, and the debuffs on REVIS are still in place as well. Big thing REVIS is going to do turn 4 is she's going to put a big strength buff on herself. That's why Lunar Faust is here. Lunar is going to remove that strength buff, and let everybody else just kind of do their thing. It's no mystery magic what Argonaut and Krauser do at this point, so yeah, we're going to keep doing this. Now, it's important to note, REVIS never removes the buffs on your units. She removes the debuffs on herself on turn 6 and turn 10. So, this 100% buff never goes away. We keep this to the end of the game because of how basically we're going to run our stuff. Alright? So, she's going to do her big super attack here. And remember, between all the debuffs on her, the protective buffs we have from Gareth, and the fact that we removed her big strength buff, you notice it ain't there. We have just basically effectively taken pretty much no damage. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do on this turn is I'm going to do this. That basically is just going to keep all of those buffs just kind of safeguarded off a little further, so we have a little bit of room to do some extra healing and things like that. So I do like to do that this turn, and then everyone just goes back and does their normal things on turn 5. Turn 5 isn't that important. Turn 6 is crucial. Plus, Haruhime does a little bit of healing herself on this turn, so that's very, very, very helpful. Okay? Beginning of this turn, you're going to see that REVIS does this little spin thing with her sword. That's removing all of your buffs, or all of her debuffs, I'm sorry. So, we're going to go through here, and we're going to go ahead and restore all of those debuffs on her. So, Haruhime is going to do her big debuff, and Krauser is going to do his fire debuff. That's pretty much the important stuff right there. Now, I know Krauser has an agility debuff. I'm not worried about that. It's not going to change too much, if I'm honest, because the agility in all my units is just so high to begin with. Alright? So everything should be in place for quite a few turns. 3 to 4 turns for everything there. Our SA gauge increase is still on. Everything else is still there. And you'll notice, I didn't show this off at the beginning, but Lunar Faust, her assist, I think it's Lunar Faust. No, I think it's actually Haruhime that has the assist. Anyway, we've got an assist that is actually increasing SA gauge a little more, and that's going to really come into play at the end of the fight. But let's go ahead and continue. Okay? For Haruhime, I'm going to go ahead and continue doing Akane just because it's the best damage producer for her. All the debuffs are in play. All the buffs are in play. We just basically are going to idle this turn. Now, turn 8 is going to be a little bit different. There we go. Turn 8, I am going to go ahead and do that so we get a big heal. We're going to remove the strength buff. And I think that is it on this one. Now, I am going to do Awakening Spirits when we get a little further on, but not right at the moment. Though her debuffs, yeah, I don't want to risk those debuffs running out until we have time to restore them. So we're going to go ahead and risk it for the biscuit on this one. Now, remember, with Haruhime, every time she counters, she does a big heal. So that's good news. We're not really... It's basically on turn 12 that I really need to be super careful and cautious. But for this one, we're going to do that, restore everything. In fact, you know what? Because she's doing the two-turn restore, I can manage to do this. So I will. I'll go ahead and... Nah, you know what? I want the damage. I really want the damage. I don't really want to offset a heal that probably isn't necessary just because we want to do, you know... Because we want to be safe, I still need the damage at the end of the turn. And Lunar Faust is going to survive this. So Lunar and Haruhime do get a little squishy, so you have to be careful with them. But as you saw right there, it's really not that big a deal. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time with her. Everybody stays pretty much in play, with the exception Lunar Faust goes back to being an attack unit. Boom. Lego. Now, once again, as you can imagine, turn 10, she's going to remove her debuffs again, so we're going to be really careful with that. Alright, Haruhime is starting to nuke her MP a little bit, so we're going to give her a bit of an MP heal after this, but Foist, we've got to go ahead and restore all of those debuffs, okay? So, debuffs in place. There we go. Now, as you see, the SA gauge is still growing, like, just exponentially. You could probably see where this is going, but if you can't, then, well, buckle up. You might be in for a treat here. Alright, so debuffs are all reset. Everything should be good. I'm going to do this just for the MP heal on Haruhime, because we will need that MP. Here we go. Alright. So this is the turn where we got to be pretty careful. So you see our health is down a bit. I am going to have to do this for the heal. That does kind of put us in the danger zone as far as MP goes, but it'll be worth. It'll be completely worth. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and do this to remove the strength buffs, because once again, she's going to give herself a big strength buff at the end of this. In fact, it's right there already. She might have given it to her last turn. I wasn't paying attention. Either that or that little charge up she does it. But it'll remove it here. We won't take that much damage. And I'm going to go ahead and do Awakening Spirits now, because, you know, you'll see everything here is 6-7 turns. So we should be fine to do that for a couple of turns, and we won't have to worry about, you know, losing any buffs or anything like that. Every buff is just going to be for an insane number of turns. And again, I'm sorry, I take that back. The debuffs are for 3 turns, but we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. We're not worried about that. Plus, she's doing that move, so it's going to be alright. I keep getting... Because he does the buffs to himself, I forget that he does the debuffs. Anyway, you get the concept. You know what I'm doing. Here we go. All buffs in play. Everything's good to go. I just like double-checking everything on this turn, because this turn can get hairy. This turn can make or break how much damage we actually produce overall. Okay? There goes the big strength buff. Alright, now I'm a little scared because we don't have full health on everybody. I really like to have full health at the end of that turn. I think Lunar might bite it. Ah, no! Okay, well, Haruhime biting it isn't the worst possible situation. But on this turn, we are definitely going to do special arts on everybody. I would love to have had Haruhime and have one more turn to go at this. It's just not in the cards. It's just, unfortunately, not in the cards. Okay? Now, her SA isn't really that important. The big thing with Lunar is... Lunar's SA is nowhere near as important as these two. Obviously, and then they're going to do their combo, which is really the big damage producer. So it still flabbergasts me. I don't know. My phone just randomly changes to the camera for some reason while we're doing this. And unless you really want to see my feet and my jeans, which I don't know why you wouldn't. If you do, I'm a little concerned. All right. So I am a little screwed here, but I'm not gonna worry about it. We're not going to get crazy damage. If Lunar had survived, we would have done much better for ourselves. But still 142. Not the best, but the goal here is actually to get Lunar and Haruhime to survive. We just didn't have guard or something like that. The RNG just wasn't in our... wasn't really in our favor. Theoretically, if everything works out on that, and I get those 4 SA, I could have up to 175 million damage. But I just haven't quite gotten there yet. But those are the runs that I'm doing. Basically, that is a 160 run. It's just I need the survival bonus. And because I didn't have enough units there for the survival bonus, it just wasn't a thing. So that's going to be the video, guys. Go out and go get as much damage as you can. Let me know if this actually helped you. If I'm actually able to get higher and better numbers and find a more survivable situation. Obviously, I could... I really don't want to spend my hero lights, but I actually might spend the hero lights and some of the Ascension Fauna to try to give Lunar a little more survivability. I definitely don't want to spend, because she's not a unit that I really think is worth anymore as far as Prism bonds go, but I do have one looming and I could use it. I just don't really want to. So there are situations there I could definitely take advantage of, and I'm choosing not. So make your choices wisely. Let me know what you guys got in the comment section down below. And did this help you out? If this did help you out, let me know if you were able to get more damage out of your units. I definitely would like to know if this is helping. So that's the video, guys. Let me know in the comment section. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow my Birdman. Hit me up on Booker. I'll be back at you guys with more Danmachi tomorrow.